We want your time at the arena to be enjoyable and incident-free. If you have an issue at any time that needs to be addressed, then please text the word SPURS at the word queue and seat location to 55555. A member of our guest relations will respond and address your concern immediately. Hey fans, make sure to join us for next giveaway, a San Antonio Spurs tote bag. Perfect for a trip to the park or the store. The first 2,000 fans will get a bag, so make sure you come early.
If you still want to be a part of any upcoming games, please visit us online or at the ticket booth for available tickets.
Folks, don't forget to come out to the game for Calendar Day. What better way to pass the year than with pictures of your favorite mascot, the Coyote and the Silver Dancers.
Want to join us now?
And a little glimpse, a little feel of basketball fever. These fans are feeling it in anticipation of this big game. Welcome, everyone. And how about we check the numbers for MP?
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. And it's MP in at the point for the Spurs. Rozier's out there with Castle. Then it's John Collins. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position. And MP has let everyone know he really wants to take home Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, MP has certainly made his mark on D. The biggest thing I've noticed, the effort he puts in. He doesn't lose focus, plays hard. He's always played under control. That's a kind of cool confidence that can really rattle shooters.
And now let's take it over to the sidelines for a bit on MP. DA.
Thanks, guys. As you know, MP is making a strong case for Defensive Player of the Year. When I asked him about it, MP said, every single night I want to set the tone on the defensive end. No easy baskets. Every point must be earned. He added, I pride myself on being the best defender on the floor. That rubs off on my guys, and that's how we win games. Kevin?
Like he said, DA, he sets the tone defensively. Around mid-season, Stan, when you were coaching, would you still try out new plays and tactics and schemes? Or was the recipe set? Was the formula in and that was it?
Well, Kevin, the bulk of what you do is set, but you're always tinkering. And as people start figuring you out, you've got to have counters to what you're doing. So your system is always evolving. You're always trying to get better, and you're always doing new things.
Now, here's Brown. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
This young kid's got some ups. MP throwing it down.
Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Castle. Wembanyama with it. Guarded by Porzingis. Wembanyama against Porzingis. Nice shot by Wembanyama, no good. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Yang. And the rejection by Wembanyama. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. MP with a screen on Rozier. White, wide open, he fired. Great look, but off the mark. San Antonio trailing here. On the wing, Rozier. Wembanyama, a screen on White. Rozier for 3. The rebound by the Celtics. Win after win, these guys now have 9 straight.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He's going to have a discussion here up on the sideline.
And now a look at Jason Tatum. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at drawing the defense. And making the perfect pass in stride.
And this is what Middleton does. Hit trades. He's one of the best in the league at helping his team space the floor.
You can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Porzingis with the block. Tatum deciding where to go with it. Off target from outside.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And finished off by Collins.
Well, great to see in-sync offense like this. The pass is perfectly timed, and Collins rises up and puts it down.
Here's Porzingis after the made shot from John Collins. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Look at San Antonio. What a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out.
And you know, for the Spurs, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Yeah, no one is taking them lightly. This is a team with everything you really need to make some noise in the playoffs.
And here is Rozier. Following the three-pointer by MP. Just 2 to shoot. Three-pointer. A shot, no good. White with the defensive effort. This league, Stan, and you've watched it and coached it for years, has the best players in the entire world. And some guys, though, can kind of be overlooked. Like Terry Rozier, for instance.
Yeah, look, here's a guy who's averaged 28 points a game. He can create offense for other people. He plays hard, was an outstanding defender early in his career. He's an important piece for any team he's on.
And what speed, and Stan, what athleticism.
Yeah, no question about it. This guy's somebody who shouldn't be under the radar.
So it's San Antonio now, following the bucket by the Celtics. On the wing, Rozier. Light covering. Collins finds Wembanyama. Here's Rozier. Looking to end the run, and that one drops.
You have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on him.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, had a chance to talk with head coach Jordi Fernandez. Now, we talked about the difficulty of trying to contain a player like Jaylen Brown. Coach said we can't let him gain confidence and feel like he can do whatever he wants. That's when you get into trouble. Now it's up to the players to make sure this doesn't happen. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Castle after the basket by Boston. Good defense by MP.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
With this break in the action, we can see the top passing teams in the league, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. Number 1, the Celtics.
The beauty of watching this team is seeing the ball move around the court. It doesn't stick. That's why they're at the top of that list.
And the dunk by MP.
Well, that's on the defense there. When you give MP this kind of positioning inside, he's going to slam it.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Middleton. Fade away, and that one is good. Middleton's got 5 minutes.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Tatum passes to Porzingis. Now, here's MP. Tatum with it. Lets it go from deep. Rebound, San Antonio. Wembanyama's got rebound number 5 here tonight. to Rozier. Down low. It's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Rozier.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
And here's Tatum for three. Drills the three-pointer. 8 points for him.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Castle. Nothing on the board. Wembanyama sets a screen for Rozier. No good. Shot missing. White with the defensive effort. MP passes to Tatum. Back to MP. And stolen by Wembanyama. Here's Castle. Light covering. Pass to Wembanyama. Hands it from downtown.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Now here's White. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That is his first foul of the game. Matthews, he's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Boston also with the sub. Davis is checked in for Tatum. Matthews against Davis. Back to MP. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Pass to Matthews. Here's Castle. Covered by MP. Collins, a screen on MP. Middleton with it. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have...
They've got Collins. Devin Vassell out there with Terry Rozier. Then there's Monroe. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. 13 feet away. And it's Rozier missing. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Warriors.
They played terrific defensively. The few cracks they showed, guys were quick to rotate and help each other out.
And nothing feels better than a win where team defense is the main factor.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Boston.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. MP finds Porzingis. Porzingis gets the screen from Yang.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. And really a tough break for the D.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
To the inside. From past the arc. MP sets the screen for Tatum. A three-pointer off the mark. Spurs trail by 11. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Rozier kicks to Vassell. Fires from 18. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got 3 assists now in this one. Pass to Porzingis. Now MP. Covered by Vassell. Tatum a screen. Here's Pritchard. Boston again missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Collins passes to Monroe. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Wembanyama against Tatum. A 3 from Porzingis. Hits the three-point bomb. Porzingis has got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics.
Well, the thing is, you got to be very careful when Porzingis gets that catch-and-shoot game working.
Collins kicks to Monroe. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Porzingis finds MP. Back to Porzingis. To the paint. It's MP muscling his way for two.
They are just killing him on the interior.
And the Spurs winning the 2023 lottery, Stan, adding the terrific Victor Wembanyama. A franchise changer, it appears.
Yeah, Kevin, the hardest thing, and you need a lot of luck to do it, is to get that guy. The guy you can build everything around. There aren't enough of them to go around. Victor Wembanyama is a guy you can build a championship franchise around, multi-skilled at his size. This guy's going to be a fixture in this league for a long time.
It's stolen by Davis. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. MP inside. Covered by Vassell. And here's MP for three. Porzingis sets the pick for Tatum. 4 on the shot clock. Porzingis kicks to Tatum. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
He's so good in that medium range area. Tatum can create space and shoot over the top of the defense.
A different look now for San Antonio. Matthews, he's checked in for Wembanyama. Chris Middleton comes in for Monroe. And Castle is subbed in for Vassell. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Boston. Derek White comes in for Pritchard. Now here's Middleton. He's got 5. To halt the run. And Davis sends it back. Porzingis against Collins. Porzingis passes to Yang. Fires from the line. Matthews with the rebound. Spurs trail by 18. Inside. Shot by Collins, no good. Boston's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Here's Davis. Can't hit from in close. San Antonio's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Castle misses. The Celtics on offense. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Davis dishes to Brown. MP kicks to Brown. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got 4 assists in the game. The Spurs shoot 32% overall right now, not one of their better showings. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey guys, MP in the last game against the Pelicans got the job done. He dropped in 38 points and a triple-double for all that effort. Those are eye-popping numbers he put up. Couldn't possibly top that tonight, could he? We'll all find out together. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Greg, it was obvious he was having a lot of fun out there. Tremendous victory.
I'll tell you, he may have been enjoying himself, but whoever was matched up against him certainly wasn't.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Now, here's Brown. And the rejection by Collins.
Well, Collins is a capable defender, especially when he gets the positioning he needs to block shots. Well, you guys know I love analytics, but I still like the mid-range, especially when he's taking the shot.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Davis is checked in for the Celtics. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Now here's Middleton. 7 points in the game. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. That's a 2 from Rozier. Gets the front of the rim and out.
Well, he can't buy a bucket, but it's time to find other ways to help his team win.
And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And guys, that block could really help change the momentum of this game.
Here's the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 17-4 run. Rozier with the steal.
Well, that's just a great feel for where the ball was going. He got himself in the right place and made the steal.
Pass to Castle. Collins, a screen on White. 6 to shoot. Back to Rozier. No good on the triple.
Well, his lack of offensive contribution has definitely been felt tonight. They could have used way more from him.
White, good.
Well, I like how White has upgraded his ball handling over the years. A big part of his growth.
Back to Rozier. Here's Castle. Last time out, he had 14 points. Good on the three-point shot.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Porzingis finds MP. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for San Antonio. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Rozier the pass to Matthews. Here's Castle. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Rebounded by the Spurs. Middleton outside. Over MP. Shots good by Middleton. Middleton's got 4 this quarter.
And just about every one of Middleton's shots is a smart one. Even from mid-range, he's not going to force anything.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Back to Brown. To the middle. Here's MP. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
This trip is his second to the free throw line in this one.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Pass to Castle. Now Collins. And so it's Boston with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Greetings. I've got a good idea for who I want to see make the cut. So far, these results are close, but I know what I'm thinking. It's right there, Shaq.
That's why this is a democracy, Kenny. One person doesn't get to choose.
Let's move on now to that first half we were watching. A brutal game so far for the San Antonio Spurs.
I'll say this. Yeah, you want to protect the paint. But when you're getting killed from long range, you have to make the adjustment defensively. They're not going to win like this.
Seems highly unlikely, indeed. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Well, John Collins was a force in his first few years, Stan, but hasn't seemed to match that level of success since that time. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a few reasons, Kevin. Number one, I just think it's a lot about opportunity. And he went from being the number 2 guy on a team to being the 3rd, 4th, even at times 5th guy on the floor, so he's not getting as much opportunity. He doesn't have as much opportunity to play some of his minutes as a center now, and that was always where he could get a quickness advantage. So even where he is now, though, this guy is a very good player and has gotten to the point he's underrated.
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. MP out there with Derek White. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. They grab their own miss. Wembanyama. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Brown kicks to MP. White against Rozier. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Then one on Castle.
Well, White is such a well-rounded player. He can run the offense, act as an off-ball threat, he sets screens, and he's an all-defensive team level player. He checks a lot of boxes.
Here's Castle. 6 points for him. And Wembanyama throws it down.
The perfect lob partner, Wembanyama with elite hand-eye coordination.
White finds MP. The kick out to Tatum. It's stolen by Wembanyama. Pass to Castle. Collins looking around. It's hauled in by MP. MP's got his 5th rebound in this one. Tatum dishes to MP. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. And he's good on the 3 ball. Brown's got 7 points.
Brown does a nice job of staying ready and making himself a weapon off the ball.
They set the pick. Pass to Castle. Here's Wembanyama. Porzingis with the block.
Well, look, if you want to shoot over Porzingis, you got to create more space than that.
Brown the pass to White. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Coach Garrett White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hardworking. I don't even think he realized he could be this good.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Porzingis. Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there are so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send a second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
That's right.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
It sure is. They've certainly accepted the challenge. The trick now is to sustain this effort.
Celtics leading by 22. Tatum finds White. White gets the screen from Yang. White drives in, and here is MP. And the dunk by MP.
And you look at this scoring outburst by MP. What's incredible is he still has room to grow.
Pass to Castle. Wembanyama, a screen on MP. Knocks down the 3-ball. Castle's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, coaches will take that any day. Don't pass up open threes like that.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
Well, when you watch MP, you can see the burst he has on the floor. Very explosive young player.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Collins, good.
Oh, nice setup by Wembanyama. On top of everything else, this guy has an incredible IQ.
Back to Porzingis. Tipped away. It's stolen by Wembanyama. By himself. And Wembanyama throws it down.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
And the Spurs making a change here. Monroe's checked in, and a change for the Celtics. Davis is checked in. MP kicks to Brown. Bounce pass, Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. The 3. Now Brown. He has 7. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama. MP left side. This one for 3. Just 5 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Brown outside. That doesn't go either for Brown.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Wembanyama passes to Collins. Here's Castle. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Celtics. MP's got 7 rebounds in the game. Davis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, Stan, when the Spurs landed the first overall pick in the draft, their fortunes changed back on May 16th, 2023.
Look, Kevin, the hardest thing for any franchise is to find the guy that you can build everything around. When they got Wembanyama, that dream came true for San Antonio, and they've got the guy they can build this franchise around for years to come.
Now, here's Collins. 6 points for him.
Forcing the issue inside. Collins is hard to handle.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive? And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more...
The previous play is under review.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay review.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
A lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us, that he never actually felt like he worked the day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps, terrific story.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, guys, last season, a full 14 teams finished with between 46 and 51 wins, with plenty of teams in the picture. Adam Silver is thrilled with the level of competition. He says, I think what fans ultimately want is to see great competition across the league. Kevin, it's certainly fun to watch.
It is, David. Bring it on, I say. The more, the better. So it's San Antonio now, following the bucket by the Celtics. Outside Collins. Offensive rebound, Spurs. And so MP will bring it up for Boston. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Spurs trail by 20.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence. I'm sure his teammates love having a guy like Collins on the receiving end of those alley-oops. As fun an assist as you'll get.
It's good from long range.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
Monroe outside. Pass to Wembanyama. Collins with it. Over Porzingis. Collins with another miss. Here's Brown. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got 9 assists now tonight. Now, here's Collins. Tatum against Monroe. From the wing. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Monroe's got 5 now. Celtics leading by 21 to the inside. Here's MP. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum kicks to MP. Out left to the wing. There's the lob to Brown. Hammers the alley-oop through.
A big athletic finish by Brown. Polishing off the lob pass with authority.
The Spurs shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. Pass to Castle. Pulls up, high post, and Davis pulls it down.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look, just couldn't find the mark.
MP finds Davis. Now Tatum. Traps in the tray. Tatum's got 21.
Well, that brings his total to 5 makes from beyond the arc for the game. Feeling some confidence from range.
Monroe against Tatum. Monroe looking around for the 3. Hits it from three-point range. Monroe's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays. You got to work it.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Matthews, he's checked in for Wembanyama. Malone comes in for Collins. And it's Vassell in for Terry Rozier. And then for Boston, Walsh is checked in. And it's Pritchard in for Tatum. Rebound Boston. MP's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Brown dishes to MP. Misses from short range. A challenging stretch for San Antonio here. Pass to Castle. Monroe outside. Matthews with it. Matthews sets a screen for Vassell. That 3 off the mark. Boston's gone to the three-point shot 8 times already in the second half and hit 4 of them. Brown the pass to MP. It's Brown on the wing. He's got 13, and it goes down 2 points. MP's got 13 points in the second half.
Despite his youth, MP showing grown man strength.
And San Antonio shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. With the drive and the basket by Castle. Celtics leading by 23. Brown kicks to MP. Back to Brown. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Spurs shooting around 48% so far in the third. Pass to Vassell. Here's Castle. Drains the three-pointer. Castle's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Spurs.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
MP has been leading the charge for Boston. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this... checked in for the Spurs. And a change for the Celtics. MP's checked in for Griffin. Wembanyama finds Rozier. Vassell wide open. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got 6 assists in the game. We've got Rozier. Wembanyama's out there with Monroe. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Matthews in its center. That's the San Antonio 5.
And Rozier's not one to be afraid to take things into his own hands. He'll get inside and get physical.
First free throw is good. And the NBA coach has made sure franchises can't sell their future via draft picks in a trade. What do you think of that?
I think it was probably a good idea because, you know, all of us, coaches, maybe even more than GMs, but organizations get to a point that you want to win so badly in the present that you're willing to just sacrifice the future, and that can lead to some very bad teams down the road, and the NBA doesn't want that.
Yeah, and we've seen that. You're right. A lot of examples. Count it. And the Celtics lead by 15.
Great read by MP, showing he has a sense for when someone is open.
Monroe outside. Wembanyama passes to Vassell. Fires the three. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And MP still gets the shot in the air. Other young guys might have folded under that foul, but he's able to get to the line.
And both free throws good for MP.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
And Matthews now, top of the key. Pass to Vassell. Wants to get it to Matthews and does.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
That free throw missing.
Shooting 2.
And the second free throw, good. Celtics leading by 13. Back to MP. What a move, MP.
Well, look, the defense has got to try a different plan on MP because what they're doing now is clearly not working.
Rozier looking around. Wembanyama, a screen on MP. Pass to Wembanyama. And Pritchard pulls it down. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Pritchard passes to Yang. Now Tatum, 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from the elbow. And it's Boston with another.
Well, we've come to expect this from Tatum. Just so good at taking over games all by himself.
Pass to Monroe. Now here's Matthews. He's guarded by Davis. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Boston leading by 17. There's the drive. Pritchard passes to Tatum. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. Here's Yang. Matthews with the rebound. Matthews has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Vassell. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Vassell's got 13 points here in the second half alone. MP kicks to Tatum. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Celtics lead by 18.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
A different look now for San Antonio. Collins checked in for Matthews. Chris Middleton comes in for Monroe. And Castle is subbed in for Vassell. Middleton the pass to Collins. Wembanyama high post. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Here's Wembanyama for 3.
Well, he had 6 points from beyond the arc in the first half, but yet to get it going here in the second.
And it's White missing.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
San Antonio again missing. Boston leading by 18. MP outside. Pass to Tatum. MP dishes to Tatum. Back to MP. Outside Tatum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's White missing.
Well, with this team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
And here's Middleton. White covering. Here's Castle. Here's Wembanyama. Nails the baby hook. Wembanyama's got 22.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Tatum finds White. MP with the bounce pass. To the paint. Banked in off the glass. MP's got 40 points.
A great sign for MP in his career. The ability to convert in traffic.
Here's Castle, covered by MP. Collins passes to Wembanyama. Porzingis with the block, and he recovers it. Here's Castle. Lets a floater go. That one goes in. He's got 19.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Here's Tatum. Back to MP. At the elbow, it's Brown. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And a look now at San Antonio's upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the Chicago Bulls. And then on Friday, they'll be tipping off a homestand, starting with the Memphis Grizzlies.
And when you look at that Pacers matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team. Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring option.
Wembanyama down low. He's against Porzingis.
Yeah, on any given night, this is what Wembanyama is capable of. He can put on a one-man show.
Yang comes up empty down low. Spurs trail by 16. Wembanyama finds Rozier. Pass Pass to Collins. Back to Rozier.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Here's Wembanyama for three. That doesn't go either for Wembanyama. Boston's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Tatum no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Castle. A three from Wembanyama gets the 3-pointer to fall. Wembanyama's got 15 points here in the second half. Celtics leading by 13. Brown inside the line. Boston again missing. The Spurs shooting 40% in the fourth. Middleton on the wing. He's covered by Brown. And Wembanyama up top. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Castle. Wembanyama with the aggressive finish.
As a coach, that would drive me nuts. Wembanyama is the first guy you need to get a body on.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Celtics.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for MP.
He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double?
On the wing, MP. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. MP's got 45 points.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
Pass to Tatum. Driving in. Collins with some nice D. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So now for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink.
MP, you my dog and all, look, but you can't let people talk crazy about you like that. You gotta stand up for yourself. Come on, my dog.
Good win. Let's keep it going.